Hi, Nikki here. This is KastKing on the Line with your host, Nikki. Hello, everybody. This is KastKing on the Line with your host, Nikki. And today we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Scott Thomas, the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Thomas. How you doing?
I don't know about legend, but thanks for the
You're
introduction.
a legend. Mr. Scott Thomas makes the beautiful KastKing products. He designs these beautiful KastKing products that you see all the time. Scott, what got you into this? What does this always been a passion?
Yeah, it's I have an engineering background, so I've always loved to design and develop things. And I grew up on a farm, so I always used to try and figure out how things work. So I would take
Country
things apart
boy.
and put them in a country boy, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad always used to drive him crazy because he's like, "You leave my tools everywhere. You got to put stuff away." So, he taught me to do that, and I learned a lot from him about how to build things and how to fix things. And that was always a passion of mine. And I also love the outdoors. So I love hunting. I love fishing. I love being outside. I'm outside as much as I can be.
So this is perfect for you. KastKing is perfect.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Now I remember I met Scott, the first time I met you was down in Miami for the ICAST.
Yeah.
Right? Was it ICAST?
Yeah. Well, it was Orlando,
ICAST. Orlando,
yeah.
yes. And it was ICAST. Now ICAST is, everybody comes over from everywhere, from all over the world to ICAST. It's huge down there, big, if nobody knows about it. Explain ICAST.
So ICAST is like an industry trade show. So there's not really consumers that go to the show, but it's more industry people. So a lot of the manufacturers go, and that's where they show retailers and other resellers new products that they're launching that year. And that's also the time when a lot of those retailers will come and meet with some of their manufacturers and set up which products they're going to buy and get ready to place orders and get more detail on all the new product that's going to launch the following spring.
Right. And when I first met you, I was nervous. This was my first time actually working with people from KastKing, and I didn't know what to expect. And I'm looking, you were just working. You were on your computer. He's typing away. He's on his computer. And they brought me over and introduced me to Scott. And as soon as I met you, I'm like, oh, he's awesome. I didn't feel so nervous anymore. I mean, you're down to earth. You're fun to be around. You have a great sense of humor. And you work hard. You are always working constantly. Whenever I talk to you, or I have to ask you a question, you are always working.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all that, and appreciate that you recognize that. And, that's what's cool about the KastKing team is we work hard. We're down to earth. We're just about trying to grow our business and get the right products to consumers. So it's very refreshing to work with all those kind of people. And you saw that, Nikki, when you were there. The
camaraderie.
Yeah.
That's big for me. Camaraderie is huge. And I love just to have that, we work together, but we're also there for each other. We have each other's back. We if somebody needs something, we're there to help them, and help them through it. And we're a team. And that's why I love this.
Yeah. And when you say I work hard, and everybody does at KastKing, but it's because it's fun. And when something's fun, it doesn't seem like work. So
it's not work.
You're just having fun.
What is it that they say? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right?
That's right. Exactly.
It's absolutely true.
If I like to build things and develop things, and I like to fish, and I put the two together, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
Exactly. So now you design the products, right? You design.
Yeah. So, we're a small company. So Al and I do all the development work. Tate does some as well. And so we have to work with the sales team and kind of analyze the market and figure out what products we want to develop and where we see opportunities for us. And then we go look at the competition and see what they're doing and see where we can improve or change something or make something better, or make it unique. And try and bring better products to the consumers so it makes their experience better when they go fishing. So
absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. So we do the development work we have a team overseas, and then we've got people here in the US we work with as well. And we go back and forth and get to the point where the product is finally finished after several iterations, and then we launch the product. So it's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. And again, we have fun. And that's the big thing. You know, we're not working, we're working, but it doesn't seem like it. I'm doing videos, or I'm writing. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. I love this because we're fishermen, we're outdoorsmen. We all are in the company. And that's why I think our products are so good and well made, is because we have the passion and the love for what we do. You know, we love to be outdoors. We love to fish. We love to hunt. We love to, and it's everything that KastKing entails, all outdoors. It's just, and everybody has a passion for that. They have a love for it, and it shows in the quality of work and the products that you make. It shows. And I love that.
I appreciate that. And, you know, it really helps too. We do a lot of consumer shows, and being a user helps when you're developing the product too, because you understand how the product is used. You understand maybe where we can make improvements to make the product better. And it's awesome when we get to go talk to consumers at shows, because we can ask them a lot more detailed questions, and maybe they have feedback on our products, or they have, you know, a problem with our products that we can fix. And we learn a lot of things that way. And so I think it's a real advantage to be able to get the voice of the customer firsthand and be able to develop products for them that makes them happy and makes them have a better experience.
I agree. And now when you're not, I say when you're not building or making things for KastKing, which you always are, when you have a little bit of time, you make furniture, right?
I do. Yeah. So that's a hobby of mine I've had for a long time. And I have a nice shop. Finally, I always wanted to have a nice shop, and I'm to the point where I got a big building with lots of equipment in it. I always used to work out of my basement or my garage.
Wow. Well, that's where really good companies start, in their garage, in their basement.
Exactly. And so I, you know, being an engineer, I like to design the product. So I use 3D software and kind of design my furniture.
Wow.
And it makes it easy to go out and build it, because I just follow the design that I created on the computer. So it's
technology, right? I mean, we've come a long way from back in the day where you had to draft and draw and on paper, pencil and paper, right?
Well, you know, I'm a lot older than you are, and that's where I started. I wasn't drafting, but a lot of the drawings that we worked with when I first got into the aircraft industry is where I started. They were all on paper. So
really,
we had to look at these paper drawings to, you know, decipher everything when we're putting the aircraft together. So it was pretty interesting.
And where did you go to school for this?
I went to Iowa State University, so that's where I got my technical degree, and then I also got a master's in business from Webster University in St. Louis, and that's where I worked on aircraft. So I worked for, it's now Boeing, but it used to be McDonnell Douglas, and they built.
God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was exciting, that's for sure.
I had no idea. That's amazing. That's really cool. So hold on one second. I just have to have a word from our sponsors.
Okay.
KastKing offers you affordable innovation through the best fishing tackle, including a wide variety of quality fishing rods, fishing reels, fishing line, and fishing accessories. Look for KastKing products on Amazon.com, Tackle Warehouse, AcademyOutdoors.com, eBay, and of course, KastKing.com. Make the switch to KastKing like so many fishing pros have. All right, we are back, and we have Mr. Scott Thomas. He designs our amazing products here for KastKing. Let's get back into it. So now you went to Ohio State. Did you have to do any other schooling?
Iowa State, not Ohio State.
Ohio State. I'm sorry.
They'll be mad at me if they think I went to Ohio State.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But did you have to have any other schooling besides that, or is?
No, right out of college, I went to work at McDonnell Douglas, and I was what they call a manufacturing engineer. So the manufacturing engineer basically worked with the design engineers who designed all the components and assemblies. And we wrote the instructions and worked out on the shop floor to help the workers actually put the aircraft together. So we were the ones that made it happen between the designers and the manufacturing. So
that is amazing.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And no other education other than that.
No other education.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. And then, of course, while you're working, you gain that knowledge as well from what you're doing. You gain more knowledge and you learn more.
Absolutely.
We're always learning.
Absolutely. So, you go through and you learn the processes and you understand how things are put together and how things are made, and it just builds a knowledge.
Never ending.
They're never ending, right? So, I've been in a lot of different industries, and it really helps when you get into, like, I'm in the fishing industry now. So I work on anything from tackle bags to pliers to apparel to rod racks.
Wow.
And, as you go through your career and you learn all these things at your different jobs, you can apply some of that knowledge in terms of materials or assemblies or
absolutely
things that really helped a lot, because I had a lot of experience with composite materials at McDonnell Douglas, because the aircraft I worked on was mostly composites.
Really?
Graphite fibers, which is similar to what goes into fishing rods, actually.
I was going to ask you, is that kind of like what goes into fishing rods?
Yeah, different process, but same concept, basically.
Wow.
Same materials. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about, you build furniture on your off time, which is never off. You're never off. But when do you sleep? You must not sleep ever.
Well, I wish I didn't have to sleep, because
I know.
We're done, but
my thing is always, my grandfather used to always say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I kind of incorporated that into my life because it's true. Don't sleep. I'm always go. And
I'm the same way. It's hard to, I go hard and then I fall out and I sleep, but it's hard not to keep going and do things. I just got to be active all the time. So I'm always,
because you're excited about it. You
Yeah.
love what you do.
Absolutely.
And it shows. You always have a smile on your face. You are always excited. You are always kind-hearted, and you just, you're excited about what you do. You love what you do. And it's, like I said, it shows in your work, the quality of work. It shows,
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And it's, you saw it too, Nikki, when you were at the show. The whole team is kind of like that.
Yes.
Everybody's passionate and they work hard and they love what they do, and they love to teach people and explain things too. So
yes.
It's really rewarding when you go to some of these consumer shows too, and you get to talk to consumers, and you talk to consumers that are, they're avid fishermen. They fish every day. They know everything about fishing, but I always learn something and they always learn something. And then you run into people that maybe they want to learn how to use the bait cast reel. So it's kind of fun to talk it through with somebody and explain how you set it up and what
Right.
they need and how to match all the different components up with a rod and a line and the reel. And
Exactly.
so it's fun. You get to talk to a whole huge spectrum of people and learn a lot. And, we're in the industry, so we take a lot of things for granted. And so sometimes you forget about that when you're developing product and you talk to somebody and they ask a simple question. You're like, oh man, I should think of that when I'm developing products. I can make this easier for people,
Right.
So,
and you talk about learning. Something just popped into my mind. I'm always learning from you, but especially when the first show that was huge for me, was the Miami Boat Show. That I was overwhelmed doing that show, and people from all over, but we're getting to talk to everybody and communicate with them and meeting everybody and watching you guys, because I'm still new coming on, and learning from you guys, watching how you interact with the consumers and watching how you talk to people and sell the products. I got to learn how to sell our products and what the main thing for me is what our products are made of, and explaining that to somebody and learning that from you. And it was the Miami Boat Show was fun. It was
fun. It was fun. And it's interesting to work with different people. We had quite a cast of characters at that show. And so everybody uses the product differently because their fisheries are different. So,
right.
I always learn things too from like Brian and Gus went down at that show.
Yeah.
The way they use our products is different. So you learn different techniques and different ways of using some of our products. And then you can use that information to share it with other consumers at other shows. So it's always a learning experience everywhere you go. And I think you need to keep learning.
Right. You, Brian and Gus, I'm watching you guys, and like I said, I'm new, I'm still learning, and I'm watching, and someone will come to me and say, well, how's this made? Or how fast does this go? And I'm like, oh crap, Scott, can you help me out? Or I would go to Brian, can you help me out? What was this made of? And all right, Nikki, so you do this and this and that. And I learn. And I love that. I love that so much. And like you said, Brian and Gus, they so much knowledge of our products. And, you know, Brian's a captain, and he uses our products every day out there in the weather, the salt water, and he loved it. And he actually showed the reels. Remember, he had one that.
Yeah, I mean, he had it really dialed in. So it was so easy to sell those reels when he brings a comparison reel, you know, some of our competitors' reels and one of ours that he's had out for 2 years using it, and they just
dropped it in the salt water.
Right, dropped it in the salt water.
And it still runs. Yeah,
you spin them, and it was smooth as butter, that Sharky 3 he had versus the competition. So that was easy sell when that happens, right?
Oh yeah, it was so much, and it was so much fun to watch the reactions of people, their faces when he's telling them, yeah, you know, this has been out 2 years, you know, I dropped it in the salt water, it's been used, and look at it, runs perfect, and look at the competitor's reel, you know, and they're like, sold.
Yes. Well, do you remember in things that I take for granted, and I know Al takes for granted, that we know about the products we don't think about? And I think it was Brian that took one of our Speed Demon Pro rods, and he said, hey, hold it up to your neck.
Yes, up to your, yep.
And you know, that's a high fiber content and low resin content blank, so it's very, very sensitive, and that's why it's so light.
So you had to hold it up to your neck, right?
Yeah, so you held it up to your neck, and you could talk, and just the vibrations from your voice box traveled through the rod, and you could feel it on the blank at the other end.
Felt it.
Yeah.
I was doing after I watched you guys doing that, everybody was coming up like, here, feel this, and I would do that all the time. It was just so exciting.
Yeah, and that's another way to sell the products that, you know, we don't think about all the time, but it makes sense to consumers because it really tells the story of sensitivity and how you can feel sensitivity and what that means to you, you know?
Yeah. Now, is there anything that you're working on right now that you can talk about, or not yet? Is there anything that that we have that came out, that we just had come out?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of. We've got some other stuff coming out.
You have some stuff in the works?
Yeah, we got lots of stuff that'll be coming out in the next couple months. So
I'm excited.
Watch out for some apparel. You might see some KastKing winter gloves coming, mittens. So
oh my goodness,
some pretty cool stuff that I think is going to do pretty well. So we launched our Mountain Mist gloves last year.
Yes,
and they did really well. And so we've taken it a step farther. We've got another pair that's kind of for milder weather and for you know, use inside of other gloves if you want to, like a liner glove. And then we've got a mitten as well for really cold weather. That's pretty cool.
That's going to be perfect.
So yeah, you'll see that probably in the next couple months, probably in November sometime it'll be out.
So everybody that hears that, definitely keep an eye out, keep an ear out for these new products coming, because Scott is constantly working. He's always developing something, always working on something. And it's always amazing and always fun to see the next thing that comes out from his fascinating mind.
It is. I appreciate that. And it's fun to see, you know, you guys on our team, our marketing team, go out and promote the products too and have fun with it. And,
I love that.
Really push the product, and it's great. You guys do great work.
It's fun to take the product out into where I live here in Florida and into everyday life, like our water bottles and our, you know, everything, fishing rod, fishing reel, and just going out there and then having someone say, hey, that's awesome. Where did you get that? Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, well, and it's fun too. And you've been with us for what, a little over a year probably, right?
About 2 years, yeah.
But okay. And so you'll start to see our products out there that you were promoting. And so you'll see it and you're like, oh, that is so cool. Someone else bought our product and they're using it. And it's
funny you say that. I was fishing one day and there was a gentleman who was fishing next to me, and his golf cart, he has a golf cart and he has the fishing poles and the fishing reels all put in his golf cart. And so I'm looking over and and he's got a couple of KastKing rods and reels sitting in his golf cart. I said, you have KastKing. He goes, oh, I love KastKing. I said, oh, well, let me talk to you a little bit. And he was actually the Speed Demon. He had the whole set,
Oh,
Speed
okay.
Demon rod, the Speed Demon reel. And now that we have the new Speed Demon Elite reel, the fastest bait caster in the world, 10.5 to 1 gear ratio out. He's been looking for that too as well. He's like, when am I getting my hands on that? And I have it. So I show him, and he's freaking out. He wants it.
He wants to order one now, huh?
He wants to order one
That's
now.
cool. Well, you know, my son lives in Charleston, and so he's got a couple buddies that have boats, so he goes out and fishes with them. So a couple months ago, he sent me a picture. He's like, Dad, I can't remember the guy's name, but he said he's got KastKing pliers on his boat. So he sent me some pictures of his KastKing pliers, and then he's using our line and our
It's
rod.
exciting. It really is exhilarating to see our products in somebody else's hands, and knowing that you work for that company, you helped that company. I mean, it's just really exciting. I can't imagine how it must feel for you, you know, seeing that, you know, one of your products that you've developed on somebody, or they're using it, and like, yeah, I made that. I developed that. That has to be a proud moment. I mean,
It is.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm proud of you guys. You're the ones that get the word out and make sure all the consumers understand what the product is and how it's used and everything like that. So
Thank you. I love it. Enjoy it. Well, I don't want to take up too much time because I know you are working on something really cool, as you always are. But thank you, Scott. Is there anything you want to, Facebook or YouTube, for people to follow you, or any social media sites? Or
yeah, Facebook and Instagram is just SHThomas64.
Okay.
So you can find me at.
He's always posting his products. You're always posting some products.
I try posting some products, and I like to ride bikes, so I post pictures of mountain bike riding all the time as well. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you might want to follow me.
It's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today on KastKing On The Line.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
KastKing, KastKing spells affordable innovation. Make the switch to KastKing for the best value in fishing gear. KastKing offers you an affordable, quality alternative to high-priced fishing products. Thanks for spending time today with KastKing On The Line.
Thanks, Nikki. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Scott.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.